Well, hello again. It's me, Gazbot, for day 75 of the spectacular 100 days of making comics. It's another milestone. I'm not doing anything special. As a matter of fact, I had a not very productive day. I only did a half hour on the Horror A4, and I'm using my iPhone once again, hoping that it won't turn that weird orange that it did last time. I meant to return my GoPro today, but circumstances didn't allow that, and I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. So we're still working on iPhone power here, and probably will be for the next day or two, because even if I return it and get a new camera, I'll have to set it up and whatever. But maintaining the steady flow of one a day progress updates with my 30 minutes or more on 100 Days of Comics. So what did I do today? Other than the horror, I don't know, I got up, I don't remember what I did. I watched some TV and ate a Fluffernutter and hung out with Q a little bit. Then I had a job, a caricature job, birthday party, that it was only an hour, but, you know, that translates to about 2 hours of driving back and forth. It was pretty close, but still. And it was interesting because they had me drawing the kids as Pokemon, which I've done before, but not like as Ash Ketchum or as Pikachu, but they had printed out 11 by 17 like card templates for like the Pokemon card game, and they wanted me to draw the kids' heads in this blank square where the Pokemon would normally be. But originally they were going to print them 8.5 by 11. I'm like, look, it's got to be at least 11 by 17. And even at that, I had about this big to draw the heads in, so it was really cramped. And the kids were like, oh, you know, can I have a body? I'm like, no, I could barely fit your head. And but then one kid was like, instead of drawing me, could you draw like a monster? I'm like, well, like a Pokemon? He's like, well, yes, but a Pokemon of my own design. He's a fire type. And I'm like, what else? Like, man, he's a fire type. And so I basically just made up a monster for him and drew some fire. Then after the kids saw that, I ended up doing like 3 or 4 more. That like one kid's like, I want a cheetah who's a fire type, but he's a cheetah. Also electricity. So I drew a flaming cheetah with electricity. And he's like, yay! And that actually was a lot more fun than drawing the kids' faces. I don't know if their parents will be as happy with the souvenir of like, oh, did you get a caricature? Oh, it's a Pikachu, but he has psychic powers too. Okay, well, you know, but for me that was a lot more fun anyway. And while I was there, across the street, just in somebody's driveway, was the Jurassic Park Jeep that you saw in the beginning of this video, and that is a very California thing, or at least a very Bay Area thing, that I never saw on the East Coast much. Once in a great while you'd see a funny car, a fancy car, but I see them all the time here. I mean, like, they're not always specific to a movie like that, although I've seen the Starsky and Hutch car, and, like, the Blues Brothers car, and, like, I forget the others, but you see fancy cars like that. You see old-fashioned cars that are still in mint condition. You see, like, all kinds of stuff like that. And I'm guessing it's because there's not any real winter. There's no real snow or salt that would destroy these cars, so it's like a good environment to have them. But anyway, it was pretty cool to get out to do my caricature and be like, oh, Jurassic Park Jeep, sure. Why not? But not a lot. Oh, so moving on. Got home, was home for a little while, and then I went over to my friend Jesse and Melissa's house. They had some friends in who were going back to Japan, and it was sort of a going-away party, and they had this Japanese soup dish type thing called nabe, but the text I got said, hey, we're having a nabe party with Smash in Japanese. Do you want to come? And so I knew they meant Japanese because they're Japanese friends and language and whatever. But I wrote back, I'm like, nabe, I guess, means neighbor, like it's a neighborhood party, and Smash is what? And they're like, no, nabe, it's Japanese food. I'm like, oh, I don't feel as stupid. And then Smash was Smash with her. So anyway, I went over there, had a good time, hung out with them a little bit, but that ate up some of my time. Got home, ate some dinner, and instead of getting right to work, I farted around with Q a little bit. And I started watching, actually, I just barely started watching it, and I turned it off, but I've been talking about the Angry Video Game Nerd, and he did, I guess, a Kickstarter or GoFundMe or some crowdsourced movie, which was available for download for X amount of dollars. I went ahead and bought the Blu-ray off of Amazon, and it got here in, like, 2 days because it's Amazon Prime. And I can't say if it's good or not yet, although I'm sure I'll enjoy it. The reviews were like, this is terrible, how's this a movie? I'm so sick of his stuff, and But, I don't know, I enjoy his stuff, and I feel like if it's half as good as one of his videos, it might be fun. But even if I don't, and this kind of goes, well, I don't know, it doesn't go back to what I said the other day, but this is another one of my art philosophies. Like, I've watched his videos a lot the last couple days, like hours. And this is the second time in my life that I've gone on a kick of just getting hours and hours of entertainment from this guy who's never got a penny from me. Arguably now, the YouTube revenue sharing, maybe he's getting a little bit, whatever. But when I saw his movie, it was like, okay, I wasn't part of the funding for it, but now I could buy it on Blu-ray from Amazon. I get all the extra features and all that stuff, which is cool. But hopefully I enjoy it. But if I don't, I'm like, it was $25. It wasn't cheap, but that's $25 I gave to this guy for all the entertainment he's given me in my life. And I'm like, well, that's, you know, I'd spend that going to the movies practically and maybe not enjoy the movie. And those people don't need the money nearly as much as a, you know, independent creator. So when I see things like that, I'll often buy them, even if I don't, like, I did want this, but even if it's, I've bought things from other people, who, like a new album from a band that, I don't even like their new songs, but, you know, I've heard their music throughout my life, and I never bought an album, and so I'll just buy an album at the show to just be like, well, you gave me enough entertainment, you know, just to kind of, it's weird, like, I guess it's like being a patron of the arts or something, but it's also selfish, because if it is something I enjoy, I want to encourage them, like, look, keep making it, here's money, I'll prove it to you. But anyway, that's whatever. So the work I did today, I did no, other than the caricature job, I didn't do any productive artwork. I did a lot of other things today. Had fun. I had fun. And without my bike alone, there's other kinds of fun. But I did work on the Horror A4 for like just the bare minimum half hour, and I'm not even happy with the half hour I put in. I was working on the page, same page, 10, and the second to last panel, and it was one of those weird panels again, where the other ones kind of clicked through pretty good. I mean, I put more time into them, but it was not super a lot of effort. And this one was just a weird angle that I'm not used to drawing, and the hand, and so I kind of roughed up the panel, but it's not the sort of almost pencils that most of the other panels are. I'm going to put up just the page as it was, and then the page as I did the work on it today. The other thing I did was I realized I forgot to put Boots' headphones on in all the panels, so I went through and put them on all the panels. But I'll put up what I did right here. Let me take that back. So, not a very impressive day of work, but I did it. You know, chances are making this video, posting it, is going to take just as long as the work I did, if not longer. So that's always the... But I did meet a friendly cat today, so here's a video of that. Meow!
What's up, buddy? Hi. Hi. Look, a friendly cat.
Yeah, there's the cat. That was just some neighbor cat on my way to my friend's house. That's apparently very friendly. When I got home, I saw a slug slugging around. Here's the slug!
Hey, buddy. Slow down. What's your hurry? Oh, I see. You've got to get to the other side of this piece of rock. Well, they've all got a lot in mind.
That was the slug. So, got a lot of B-roll today. But that will be it. I'm sorry it's not a more exciting 75th. I did give you a slug and a cat, so hopefully that makes it. And a Jurassic Park Jeep. That was a good little fun find. It's not like I planned it, but that was your 75th anniversary cha-cha. So, I mean, I'm 3/4 of the way done. 75% down. You know, I really feel like we're on the downhill coast now, and it's really more of like, I gotta hurry up and get these done before I go to Japan almost, you know? Like, before it was like, how will I ever get it done? Now it's like, oh, I gotta... I don't know what this is. Oh, I look terrible. Oh! Well, so today's day 75, and that means we've got 25 days left.